Hallelujah. All right. So today I want to share on the topic sow your seed, don't give it away. And this is going to be a series that I will be preaching on, which is Christ centered doctrine of money, right? Christ centered doctrine of money. There is a doctrine of money that is in the Bible, a teaching about money that is in the Bible, and that is Christ-centered, right? And we want to learn about that, right? And today I'm talking about sow your seed, don't give it away, right? There's a very dangerous idea or doctrine that has taken root among many Christians, right? And that doctrine is, oh, maybe I have a little money, I don't have much, right? And I'm not able to, let's say, perform the responsibilities that I need to perform financially, right? So the idea is that if I take the money and then I go and give the money to the church or give the money to a pastor, and we call that sowing, right? Then I sow the money and then I will get a harvest of money, which means I can somehow, is like multiply the money by giving it to the church or to the pastor, and we call it sowing. But the thing I want to explain today is that that is not sowing. That is giving. And not that there is anything wrong with giving, but we must understand what is what. You don't sow your seed, you don't sow your money by giving it, right? You sow by working with the seed. So what a lot of people call sowing, it's not sowing, it really is just giving. And there is nothing wrong with giving. But to give thinking that you are sowing and therefore you are going to get a harvest of money is not true. And it's not a Christ-centered doctrine. And I'll be explaining a lot more. But today I want to explain that to sow your seed, to sow your seed, it means that you work with the seed. It does not mean that you give the seed to the pastor or church that you have sown it. And you will never get a harvest that way. Ecclesiastes, right, chapter 11, verse 6. The Bible says that in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening let not your hands be idle. When you study Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 6, you see that he's trying to tell you that in the morning, be sowing your seed, in the evening, be at it, right? But I like the way he put the second phrase. He said, let not your hands be idle. Because sowing involves work. Sowing is not, I've taken my money, I'm going to give it, so I've sown. No. Sowing means that, like, you take your money, you take your seed, and you mix the seed with work. That is what sowing is about. And that is how you can sow and actually reap. There is no way to multiply money by giving it. You don't want, like, if you have a little money, like maybe you have small corn seed, right? And you want to get more corn, right? You sow it and then you get more corn, right? That's the idea of you sow and then you reap. Now, you cannot like take your corn seed. Imagine that you're a farmer and then someone has brought you a bag of seed because they've seen that maybe you're struggling like financially, with your family and all of that, right? And so they brought you a bag of seed that, okay, sow this seed. So that when the time comes during harvest, it's like you will have seed, you will have fruits, you will have all of that to be able to enjoy. And then you take the seed the bag of seed. So I've given you maybe a bag of corn seed. I've given you a bag of tomato seed. Then you take the corn seed, you take the tomato seed, and then you go and give it to the church. Then you said, I've sown the corn seed. I've sown the tomato seed. And now you are waiting that in a few months' time, during the harvest time, you will get a harvest of corn seed. You will get a harvest of tomato seed. Charlie, you will not get anything. Yes, you will not get anything. Because what you did with your seed was not sowing. What you did with your seed was giving it away. You get it? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with giving. I'm just trying to explain to you that if you want to multiply the seed, like you want corn seed, like you've put some corn seed there, and now you want to get plenty corn. You want to get plenty corn. You want to get more bags of corn, right? What you have to do is to like put the seed to work. When you see a farmer and the farmer is sowing seed, he will take the corn, he will take some, he will put it in the ground, he will dig the ground, then he will put the corn there, then he will put, dirt over it, cover it, and then he will remove weeds, then he will take water, and then he will pour. You see, it's like the seed mixed with work. That is what he's sowing. And the seed mixed with work, that is what he's sowing. We sow our seed by putting the seed to work. That is what lets the little that we have multiply. If you take your bag of seed, you go and put it in the church, you say, I've sown a seed. It's not going to multiply. So sowing involves work. You sow seed by working with it. You sow your money by working with the money. That is what increases money. That is what brings about a harvest of money. That's why Ecclesiastes chapter 11, it says that what? In the morning sow your seed, and then in the evening let your hand be not be idle. You see, sowing involves like putting money to work. That is how you sow. And that is why there are many people, they've been, sowing by giving, what they call sowing, but it's not sowing. You get it? Like they've been giving for years, 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, 11 years. I mean, so many years in the church. And we said that, give and you get more. Give and you give and you get more. Give and you get more. And they have given, but they are never getting more. Because what they are doing is not sowing. They are giving, but they are not sowing. Because to sow your seed means that you work with the seed. That is how you sow a seed. I once heard a story about a couple that were in rural China, and they went to see a doctor, and they told the doctor that they've been married for some time and they are trying to conceive, and they've tried, but the conception is not coming. So they want the doctor to help them. So the doctor began to talk to them so that he can try and understand what is it that is going on. And as the doctor was talking to them, he found out that it's like they were not having vaginal sex. You get it? Yes. They were rather having anal sex. That's how they were having sex. I don't know, how come they didn't know what they were supposed to do or whatever, but they thought that what they are doing is what is going to bring a child. So they thought they were doing what they are supposed to do in order to have a child. So they kept doing it, and then at some point they realized that we've been doing this, nothing is happening. And then they went to see the doctor. So when the doctor realized that this is what they are doing, the doctor told them that, no, Charlie, this is not how you do it if you want to have a child. You understand? You have to do it this way. And then the doctor explained to them. You see, to the man, he was sowing his seed. So he was expecting to now have the fruit of the womb. So they have been married for 2 years, and he thought he's sowing his seed. But he didn't know that he's just pouring the seed away. Because it's like where he's pouring the seed, it's like no conception can occur. That is not how you sow your seed. So you see, this couple, if they had not gone to see the doctor, they would have been involved, like you see, because they think they are sowing. So they would have been doing it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and there was not going to be a child. Because in his mind, he's sowing, but actually he's not sowing. He's pouring his seed away. Yeah. And many Christians are like this man. They think they've been sowing seed, but they are not sowing seed. They are giving the seed. That's what they are doing. They are giving the seed. You see. Again, it's not that giving is wrong. But don't think that like when you are giving the seed, you are sowing, so you get some more money later. It does not work that way. More money does not come by giving the money. No. More money comes by putting the little money that you have to work. It comes by sowing the seed, like taking it, putting it to work, like doing something with the money, doing work with the money, laboring with the money. That is how money multiplies. That is how the seed now becomes fruits. And that's how it increases. It doesn't increase by giving it, right? Yeah, and it's important for us to understand this. When you read Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 to 18, it says, again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. Listen, the man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. So he also gained 2 more by putting the money that he had been given to work. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. Yeah, and when the master came, the master was not happy with that other servant at all. You see. So, dear friends, all right, in our lives, sometimes we need to have a little more money. Okay? We need some more money to be able to take care of our responsibilities, right? It's not like maybe you want to be super rich and whatever, right? But you have to, you need to, you have responsibilities, you have things that you need to take care of, and you need some money for that. Now, you may not have what you need, but you may have a little money. You may have a little money here and there, a little money over there, a little money over there, a little money over there. And you need that little money to multiply, right? To increase, to become more. That is not going to happen by giving the little money that you have. You have to sow it. And you don't sow it by giving it away. When you give, you see, giving is good, but I just want to explain to you that you don't sow your money by giving it away. The money is not going to increase because you are giving the money away. Later on, I'm going to explain to you where that idea comes from in the Bible and why it's not a Christ-centered doctrine. We'll get into that, you know. But I want to explain to you that you sow the seed. It says that the one who had received the 5 bags went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 more. Friends, you sow your little money, you sow your little seed, not by giving it, but by putting it to work. By working with the money. Whenever you think about sowing, think about that farmer with a bag of corn. He doesn't take the bag of corn and then you go and leave it in the church and say, I've sown. Now, harvest, when the harvest, I've sown, I'll come and harvest. Yeah, you know. No. He takes the bag, he takes the corn, he mixes it, he does work, and then that is how the money multiplies. That is how the money increases. All right. Yeah. So that is what it means to sow your seed. To sow your seed means to take your little money and to put it to work. That is how you get to increase it. And, you know, there are a lot of people that are struggling unnecessarily. You know, recently, or not some time back, there was this whole thing in the news where, you know, people will be doing things like double money, right? Double money. And they call it Sika Guy, right? It's like, you know, those come, they say it's a preacher, I'm a man of God, a prophet, a prophetess, evangelist, and all of those things. And they'll say that if you give, God will double the money for you. God will increase the money for you. God will, let me tell you, if you want double money, this guy here, the Bible said that he received 5 bags of gold. He put it to work and he gained 5 more. This is the only way that you double money. Listen to me. This is the only way that you double money. This is the only way that you increase money. Do you understand? Like the real double money is this one. Is that you take the seed, you take the money, and you put it to work. It doesn't come from donating it to anybody. It does not work that way. And a lot of Christians, many of our brothers and many of our sisters are struggling because of this misunderstanding. See, 10 years, 15 years. Last time I was in the news, I saw that a certain guy had done a recording. He said that his church should give him all the tithe that he has been paying. He said they should refund his tithe to him. Why? Because he said they've been telling him he should tithe, he should pay his offering and all of that, and he will receive in abundance and all of that. And he has done it, but he's not receiving. And right now, like, the system is hard for him, and he's struggling. So he said, I beg you, recorded for them. Like the way the pensioners are begging Akufo-Addo and the government that we beg you, please, our money. He said, he also recorded a message, said, Pastor, I beg you, please refund the tithing to me. Because it's like people have this idea that it's like, I pay tithe, I give money, and by doing that, I am sowing. And so soon, very soon, at the time of harvest, I'm going to get what I sowed in abundance. That's the idea that they have. And a lot of people are beginning to see that, hey, the thing is not working that way. You know, and a lot of people are hurting because of that. Because they've been deceived in that way. So they've given tithe, they've given first fruit, they've given second fruit, they've given third fruit, they've given Kofi and Amma, they've given offertory, they've given those things. And you see, the problem is not that they've given all. That's not the problem. Because there is nothing wrong with giving, you see. But the problem is that they had this idea that it is by such giving that they are going to increase the money that they have. And the truth is that it's never going to happen that way, because that's not how you sow and reap more money. That's not how you sow your seed and reap a harvest. That's not how it is. It's like the Chinese man. You can continue in that path for 20 years and keep doing what you are doing for 20 years, and no conception will happen, because that is not how you sow. That is not what it means to sow. So today I'm like the doctor that God has sent to come and advise you that, Charlie, this is not how you do it. If your goal is to bear fruit, if the aim is to sow and get more money, to reap more money, it's not going to come by giving it away. It's going to come by real sowing. And real sowing is that you take the money and then you do some work with it. You put the money to work. You let the money do some work. You let the money do some trade. And that is what it means to sow. In the morning, sow thy seed. And let not your hand be idle. My friend, sowing is working. It's working. It's not going to be any magic thing. So today is like people are into all sorts of things. I think some magic, some miracle money, you put your money in your church, then you sit down, and then it's like some time to come, you get the money doubled. You get the money tripled. You get the money, you continue. Continue. I'm telling you, look, you can do that. Like the couple, they would have been there 30 years doing the same thing, and no conception would have happened, because that's not how you sow the seed if you want to have a child. And my dear friends, the principle of multiplication of money is that the money, the seed, it has to be combined with work. And that is what leads to a multiplication of it. Just giving the money away to the church, giving the money away to the pastor is never, ever, ever, never, ever going to lead to a multiplication of your seed. A lot of our brothers are struggling. People will sometimes, maybe you have very little, and you have something small. And what you need to do with the small that you have, what you have to do with the little that you have, is to gather it, and put it to work, so that it can yield more, so that you have some to take care of your responsibilities, and even get some to support those who are in need. But instead of people understanding in the church that, look, what you do is you take your little money and you put it to work. You take the little money and let the money work. You take the little money and trade with the money. We have rather told people that, no, sowing is rather that when you take the money, you go and give the money to the church, or you go and give the money to the pastor. And when you do that, then that's how it will multiply. And it is not true. And because of that, people have done it, and they are not seeing the results. And the truth is that they will never see the results. Yes. It's like pouring, like the Chinese man that is pouring his seed somewhere. You will do it and it will never bring a result, because that is not how it is done. And because of this, look, there are a lot of people in church who, if they have been sowing their seed, they've been in church for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years. If they had been properly sowing their seed, the little money that they were getting, like if they had been gathering it, you see, and putting it to work, by now many people would have escaped the hardship, the difficulties, the struggling, the suffering financially that they are having. They would have escaped it. But they have not had right doctrine. They have not had a doctor to tell them that, Charlie, this is not how you do it with your wife if you want to have a child. If that place, if you pour your seed, you pour it and nothing will happen. But I believe that as we continue in this series, you gain understanding. I know people may have more questions, and it's going to be a series, so we are going to talk about a lot of different things. But today, the message I want to leave with you as I wrap up is actually Ecclesiastes 11 says, "In the morning sow thy seed, in the evening let not your hands be idle." Like sowing involves your hands not being idle. You work with your seed. That's what it means to sow. And the only way that listen to me, the only way the money multiplies is when the money is mixed with work. There's no other way that money multiplies. There's no sika gari, there's no double money, there's no miracle money. The money multiplies when you put the money to work. The one who was given the 5 bags, he put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. And I believe that as you gather your little seed, as you take your little seed and you sow it by putting it to work, you will see a harvest of money. And through that, God will help you so that you'll be able to take care of your financial responsibilities. In Jesus' name, amen.